Hey, good morning everyone. Back again, Tuesday morning here. I got the frame all blown apart yesterday. Pieces piled up everywhere and got started on welding the frame. Got most of the top seam on the boxing done. Show you some of the issues I got to deal with here. I got the frame level on the hoist, ratchet strapped down on the front. I got big heavy clamps on the back end here, holding it down so nothing's twisting and warping on me. One of the issues I've got is up at the front here, my upper airbag mounts. The bag is just rubbing where the square is on the frame. So I have to put a curved notch in that and then add some strength back into it. The other issue here is this is where the rack and pinion is running. I've got to do a little bit of cleanup there. I'm going to box this in with a piece of half tubing. Get the camera in the right place there. With a piece of fairly heavy wall tubing, and then I'm going to build a piece that comes underneath just to support that weak spot in the frame there. Got to go to the steel shop today, see if I can get some, I think it's 10 or 12 gauge to replace this cross member. It's going to come straight out and then down, give me a little bit added strength or more room for my fuel tank. A little bit bigger tank so I can actually make it more than about 20 miles with that big block Dodge. So the other thing I have to do is still clean up my C-notches, fill in the bottom. They're pretty much just roughed out from the initial setup on it. So that's where we're at here. I'll come back to this video once we get some of this stuff done here. Okay guys, we're back. Just going to build some fish plates. I need 4 of them for the where the boxing 1/4 inch plate or 3/16 plate meets on the inside frame rails. Using my Cut 50 here, which is one of them cheap $200 eBay ones. Seems to work pretty good. A couple things I recommend. You can buy extended tips. Makes following patterns a lot easier. What I do for patterns, I've got some 1/4 inch birch plywood that I make my pattern out of, and it's about 1/8 of an inch smaller than what I want the actual part to be. I'll just cut this one out here. I got 4 of them to cut out, so. Here's our first one. I'll do the other 3, grind them up, and then I can get them welded on the frame. I'll bring you back then. Okay, we're back. Here's the first fish plate where the seam was in the boxing plates. The other one down there. See if I can sneak my body through here. Pretty dark. Hopefully we can get this to work. Might have to notch this one just a little bit to go around that body mount. She should work pretty good there. Right about there, I think. So that's where the other ones are going to go. Just continue on with the frame welding here. I got there's some irregularities in the frame that I'm going to have to take up with some small pieces. Some of the stuff from the 20s. So, hey, hey, good morning, everyone. Wednesday morning, back again. Still working on the frame here. Went to town yesterday to the local steel yard. Old guy's got a scrap yard, and bent up a new cross member for the fuel tank at the back. Just show you what I've been doing here. We got the old cross member cut out. As you can see, it's only about 10 inches wide and kind of tapered at the front, had a bunch of lightning holes in it. The replacement, I've got 14 inches of depth from front to back, about 30, I think it's 37 inches wide. I'm going to be able to be 8 inches deep at the front and 6 at the back. So it's going to be about 17 gallons US. It's out of, I believe it's 10 gauge, 100 wall, sheet steel. I put lightning holes across the front. Actually, they're access holes so that I can get at my some of the mounts on the back here, panhard bar, that type of thing. I'm really starting to like my plasma cutter. Another 1/4 inch ply pattern I used for cutting those holes. They virtually needed no grinding whatsoever, so it's worked out pretty well. I'm just going to put you back on the tripod here. Lift the hoist up a bit. Some light up here. Pieces out of the way. Oh, not quite sure what's happened here now. There we go. Okay, so this will have added a ton of strength to the back of the frame. It's all boxed. As you can see, next job is going to be trimming out the old Dodge frame, building some steel plates to go in, weld up the C-notch. Once that's done, I can continue with welding the frame rails along the bottom, and then start welding in all of the cross braces and everything else, the final welding, the final welds on all the 4-link mounts. And then it should be just ready for grinding, some primer and paint, and put her back together. So we'll be back again. Hey, good morning everyone. It's Friday morning here. I worked on the car yesterday, even though I didn't do any update on the video. I'm not procrastinating and putting stuff off like that guy out in Ontario with the 1-door coupe. You know who I'm talking about. Anyhow, still working on this welding up the frame. I got about 90% of it done, just working on airbag clearance on the front suspension. I put in the biggest bags I possibly could because of the weight of that big block and the 727. But I did have a couple of interference spots, and I'll just show you what I'm doing with those. So the bag mount, the upper one is where the issue was, and right here, kind of a shiny spot. The bag just was touching right there, and it's really close on this back edge here. So I'll show you on the passenger side what I've done there to compensate for that. Taken quite a while just to get it engineered what to do. So I trimmed out the corner bracket here and added a 1/4-inch gusset that goes down. And then I'll just have to pull the camera off of the tripod or monopod. Sorry about that. So on the inside, if you can see, put some light in here somehow. I took and pie-shaped a wedge out of the frame, which allowed me to put in a steel gusset. So what I've done is I cut this down like this, straight across the top, and then I built a 1/4-inch steel plate that goes in, ties the rear of the tower into the frame. So it should actually be stronger than just having the frame in there. That's my plan anyhow. It looks pretty strong, and with all the triangulation it should be pretty good. So the other thing I've done is I've got most of the boxing is welded up. I got my other fish plates in. The back end is completely welded up, the 4-link brackets. I've got a little bit where my jack stands are at the back here, and that'll be all welded up. And then the only thing left to do on the front after I do this piece here, I have to box these in where my rack and pinion go, add some strength back into the front frame horns. I'm going to put some 1/4-inch steel pipe in here, weld it up, and then I'm going to make a bracket that bolts across the bottom out of some pretty heavy duty stuff as well to put the strength back into the frame horns. I've got to figure out something different for these are the fender bracket mounts. I'm going to relocate this bolt further forward and then leave those two where they are. So we'll get back to this video here. I'm not sure when it's going to get completed. We're heading out to the fifth wheel for the weekend, so probably be back Sunday night. Anyhow, guys, have a great weekend. We'll talk to you later. Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. This video seems to be going on forever. It's Wednesday. Last time I updated was way back, I think Friday. We took off for the weekend, went out to the cabin and just relaxed, kicked back, and so wasted a bit of time there, but guy needs a little bit of downtime once in a while. And been working on the frame some more. I got all the welding done. I'll just give you a little tour of what's been going on. So we got everything's welded in. I modified the slots where the rack and pinion goes through. Had to modify the towers for the airbags. I've got all of the holes in the frame are all welded up all the way through. Had to put a little bit of a clearance for the transmission cross-member bolt. Everything at the back end, the new pan, everything's in. So today I'm going to start cleaning up everything, get everything ready for a coat of black paint here. I had to make new holders for the bolts for the fender supports up there. The lower one was interfering with the rack and pinion. which wouldn't be good to tear the boots on it. So that's about where we're at. Once I get this all cleaned up, I will come back and show you where we're at. We'll get a coat of paint on it and final assembly can start taking place here. Going to be cool. Once I get the wheels and everything back on, I can get the motor in and we can do a test fire on it and break that cam in. Anyhow guys, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you on the next one.